This is your official Wildcat and Ladycat station, KSST 1230 AM, Sulphur Springs. It's time for Ladycat basketball. Let's go out to the gym in Greenville for tonight's game, which is called by KSST Sports Director Don Julian. Don?
James Terry, thank you very much, and welcome everyone. We're in the Greenville High School gym. The Ladycats getting ready to start here. Will be the first of our two games. The Wildcats will be playing in the game to follow. We're a little bit late. We're like 15 minutes late. The JV contest went long. The Ladycats JV defeated Greenville, by the way, 46-24. And we're just a minute or so away from this varsity Ladycats versus Greenville Lady Lions. And I sure hope where you're watching or listening and all that stuff that we're live streaming tonight. Our equipment seems to tell us that we are, and so I hope that we are. But this live streaming with a hotspot here in the Greenville gym, all we have is electricity outlet, and instead of the LAN, the computer line that makes it work a little bit with more regularity. But Doug tells me that our equipment tells us that we're up and streaming, so I hope that is the case. And we certainly appreciate the two Greenville coaches, Erica Deli for the Greenville Lady Lions and also Chris Williams for the Greenville Lions, for allowing us to not only in this gym to do radio and to put it on channel 18 on the cable, but also live streaming here, and also posting it to YouTube at the conclusion of the evening. We're just about ready to get underway. Let's check in with the PA announcer here at Greenville's gym.
For tonight's basketball matchup between the visiting Lady Wildcats of Sulphur Springs High School and your Lady Lions. Tonight's game is being conducted under the rules and regulations of the University Interscholastic Leagues. And in compliance with those rules, we ask that all fans be respectful to coaches, players, and officials in tonight's contest. And now, the starting lineup for the visiting Lady Wildcats of Sulphur Springs High School. At guard, the 5'3" junior, number 1, Braysia Ivory. At guard, the 5'4" freshman, number 2, Addison Wall. At guard, the 5'9" senior, number 11, Kate Womack. At post, the 5'9" junior, number 13, Nyla Lindley. And at post, the 6'3" sophomore, number 32, Hannah Cordell. Head coach of the Lady Wildcats is Brittany Tisdale. Assistant, Casey Webster and Brian Jones. And now for the starting lineup for your Lady Lions. At post, the 6' freshman, number 0, Sierra Mazinger. At point guard, the 5'4" senior, number 3, Azaria Max. At post, the 6'1" sophomore, number 5, Brooke Hutching. At shooting guard, the 5'5" junior, number 11, Macy Williams. And at guard, the 5'6" senior, number 15, Ashanti Wilson. Head coach of the Lady Lions is Erica Deli, and assistant Donald Butler and Risha Wallace.
And there we have it with starting lineups. Saria Basinger for Greenville, also Azaria Maps, Brooke Hutchings, Macy Williams, and Ashanti Wilson Stevenson. Way it's listed in the program. For the Ladycats, Braysia Ivory, Addison Wall, Kate Womack, Nyla Lindley, and Hannah Cordell. Kate Womack will jump center for the Ladycats. And going up against Basinger, I believe that is a 0. Boy, their numbers are hard to read on the front. A little bit smaller, although we're only about 10, 12 rows up. Ball in the air and controlled by the Lady Lions. They come down quickly. Williams put up a shot. It was blocked out of bounds there by the Lady Cats, Hannah Cordell. So now triggered in by Wilson Stevenson. Gets it into Macy Williams. Down to Maps. Right side, Williams the 3. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound, Braysia Ivory. And she's across the midline for the Lady Cats, their first offensive possession, working against Maps. Gets it over to Hannah Cordell. She drives in the lane, down low. Nyla Lindley shot is good, and the Lady Cats have a 2-0 lead. First basket of the game, Nyla Lindley. The Lady Cats now pressing in the backcourt. Maps across the midline, working against Ivory. And a player driving in. Again, another block by Cordell as the shot was put up by Wilson Stevenson. And now Lindley driving down. Got it over to Hannah Cordell. Her shot was no good, but she drew the foul. And the foul was on Brooke Hutchings. That's her first, team's first. And Hannah Cordell to shoot 2. Hannah's free throw is good. Took a high hop and came on down through the net. She's been about right around 10 points for the last couple of games. Lady Cats still without Kenzie Willis tonight and Colbria Harrison. Second free throw misses, but Lindley got the rebound and put up a follow shot. No good. Womack kicks it out to Wall. Back over in the corner to Kate Womack. Back to Addison Wall, and top of the key to Breasia Ivory, who now checks the left side on the dribble. And lobs to Hannah Cordell. She drives toward the basket, missed the shot, but drew another foul. And it was on Maps. Azaria Maps, a 5'3" senior. Her name very familiar. We've seen her a lot over the years for the Greenville Lady Lions. Cordell free throw is good. Nothing but net on that one. So Hannah is 2 out of 3. The Lady Cats with a 4-0 lead at 6:47 as we play here in the first quarter. Cordell's second free throw off, no good. Rebound comes down to Greenville, to Wilson Stevenson. They just called her Wilson, the PA announcer. Back out. Oh, she threw it over Maps' head. She chases it into the backcourt and will pick up the over and back call. So turnover on the Greenville Lady Lions. And we have a timeout taken on the court by Greenville. We'll take it with them. The Lady Cats lead Greenville 4-0. We'll be back in a minute continuing play here in the first quarter. Addison Wall getting ready to trigger in for the Lady Cats. And in it comes to Breasia Ivory. She's across the midline. Lady Cats leading 4-0. 6:28 left here in the first quarter. Ivory finds Lindley down low to Hannah Cordell. Nice play by the Lady Cats. And Cordell has 4. And the Lady Cats lead 6-0. They're now pressing, and a steal for Breasia Ivory. Long pass down to Lindley on the driving layup is good. Nyla Lindley with 4 points. The Lady Cats leading 8-0, pressing in the backcourt. Wilson Stevenson across the midline. Dishes right. Macy Williams a shot up off the glass, no good. We're going to ball down on the floor. Greenville picks it up. And here's Maps launching a 3. Off, no good. Rebound by Greenville. The follow shot is good. And a foul is called. That was Brooke Hutchings. Her first basket. Cuts the lead to 8-2. And Hutchings will have a chance for the 3-point play the old-fashioned way, with a basket and a free throw. Hutchings, a 6'1" sophomore. Free throw is off, no good. A battle for the rebound. Greenville had it. They threw it back in bounds, and it went right to Hannah Cordell. Here come the Lady Cats. Wall down the court. Wall driving in. Gets it over to Kate Womack. Womack along the baseline. Down low, Nyla Lindley put up a shot, no good. Greenville rebound to Hutchings. Puts it in the hands of Maps, and she's across the midline. Lady Cats leading 8-2 with 5:23 left here in the first quarter. Azaria Maps. Down low to the baseline. Here's a 10-footer on the way. Ooh, hit the top of the backboard. That'll be out of bounds. The shot was taken there by one of the Lady Lions. Lady Cats toss the ball in. They're getting some backcourt pressure now. They lead 8-2. 5:07 left here in the first quarter. In the hands of Breasia Ivory. Long pass down to Cordell. Down to Nyla Lindley. Lindley kicks it back. Wall will shoot the three off the glass. No good. Rebound comes down to Wilson, and she'll run for the Lady Lions. They trail 8-2, 4:48 left in the first quarter, and a guarding too closely foul on Addison Wall. That'll be her first. And triggering the ball in will be Ashanti Wilson Stevenson. Macy Williams now in the hands of Maps. Gets it over to Hutchings. She looks inside, nothing there. Cross-court pass comes to Macy Williams. She'll launch the three, and it's off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down, big rebound to Kate Womack. She'll give it over to Breasia Ivory across the midline. Lady Cats lead 8-2 with 4:22 left first quarter. In the corner, Addison Wall drives between a pair of Greenville players and got tripped up in there. And Macy Williams will pick up the foul, the 5'5" junior. That's her first and team's third. Here's a shot from outside, no good for the Lady Cats. Rebound Greenville on the fast break. Wilson Stevenson down the court, puts it up, hit the shot, and drew the foul, I think, on Breasia Ivory. So Ashanti Wilson Stevenson with a basket. She's a 5'5" senior, and she will make a bid for the three-point play the old-fashioned way. A couple of new players for Greenville in there. They will have Shania Sanders and also Casey Venters. This free throw is good by Wilson Stevenson. She has 3 points, and that trims the Lady Cats lead down to 8-5 with 4:08 left here in the first quarter. Into Breasia Ivory. Over to Kate Womack, and so thrown away but saved by the Lady Cats. It comes into Greenville. Wilson Stevenson across the midline. Here's a three on the way. It's off, no good. I think Venters took that shot. Casey Venters. Rebound for the Lady Cats. Breasia Ivory. Lady Cats leading 8-5, 3:47 left in quarter number one here in the Greenville gym. Into the, pass is stolen by Greenville, but they throw it right back to the Lady Cats. Nyla Lindley driving in, puts up the shot and hit it off the glass. Nice shot by Nyla Lindley, who now has 6 points. Lady Cats lead 10-5. 3:25 left here in the first quarter. And around the arc it goes. Wilson Stevenson. Out to Casey Venters, who's on the point. She works it over to Sanders. Ends up in the corner there for Hutchings. And they'll recycle it back over into the corner. Driving the baseline, the ball lost out of bounds, knocked out of bounds by the Lady Cats. Thrown in for Greenville now will be Shania Sanders. So Sanders to trigger in. And it's blocked right back at her, and she was standing out of bounds. So turnover on Greenville. It'll go back to the Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs. So they lead 10-5 with 2:58 left here in the first quarter. Ball comes in. Breasia Ivory back to Kate Womack. Kate stops the dribble. Now a long pass toward Nyla Lindley. And back to Kate Womack. Down the court it comes, and Hannah Cordell driving toward the basket. Lost it down on the floor after she had completed her dribble, so as she picked it up, it got called for a double dribble. And back to the Greenville Lady Lions. Lady Cats 10, Greenville 5, 2:45 left here in the first quarter. And Casey Venters across the midline. Venters from the top of the key. Left side it goes. Wilson Stevenson driving in. Shot blocked by Hannah Cordell, and then foul is called. And Hannah Cordell will pick up the foul. That's her first. That would have been her third block, but won't get credit for a block if they commit the foul. Wilson Stevenson off the front iron, no good. She has 3 points. She's 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And Cordell checks out, and now checking in for the Lady Cats is Delaney Miles. Another free throw coming for Ashanti Wilson-Stevenson. This free throw going to be short also, but rebounded by Delaney Miles, and she runs down the court with the ball. Put on the brakes and had a hard time stopping, kind of hopped at the end there trying to stop, and that's traveling. Macy Williams returns for Greenville along with Azaria Maps. Ball comes into Maps as Breasia Ivory is tracking her. Wilson-Stevenson in the corner. Macy Williams shoots the three. No good. Follow shot by Hutchings, and she was fouled. I think Nyla Lindley got her. Official will confirm that. That is correct. That's foul number 1 on Nyla. Lady Cats have 5 fouls. Greenville has 3. And Hutchings with a free throw off. No good. She'll get another. Hutchings has a basket, but she's 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And checking in for Greenville is Jordan Honeycutt, and she will replace Ashanti Wilson-Stevenson. Next free throw on the way, off, no good. That did not draw iron, so it'll have to be played on the side instead of on a rebound. Have to draw iron or it's a dead ball. Greenville pressing all over the court now against Kate Womack, throwing the ball in, gets it into Breasia Ivory, back to Kate Womack. And back to Breasia as they work in the backcourt. The pass is tipped and stolen by Greenville, and then she walked. That was Macy Williams. And so back to the Lady Cats on the double turnover. The pass was stolen and then a walk. Kate Womack to throw in, gets it into Breasia Ivory. She throws to Addison Wall, who will get across the midline. Wall had it pried away, stolen by Greenville. Here comes Maps driving down the court. Maps puts up the shot, missed it. Rebound Greenville, follow shot no good, but Maps ended up with it again. She shot blocked by Nyla Lindley. Lindley running ahead of the field. She'll take it all the way, and then she was fouled right as she passed off. And that foul was on the one. I have such a hard time reading that number. I don't know what Doug gets out of that. Number 2, he tells me. They don't have a number 2. As Nyla Lindley's free throw is no good. Boy, I tell you, I should swear off those Max Preps rosters. The numbers are just never right. The second free throw is good. Lindley has 7 points. The Lady Cats leading 11-5. 1:38 left here in the first quarter. Here's a pass that is stolen by Delaney Miles in the backcourt. And then Delaney, as she was chasing the ball, took an extra step in there. And it'll go back to Greenville. So there's a lot of turnovers here in the first quarter. And 1 in and 1 out for Greenville. Too many ponytails. Announcers would like to outlaw all ponytails as they get right in the numbers. Azaria Maps with the ball for Greenville, working against Breasia Ivory. Gets it over to Macy Williams. Back to Wilson-Stevenson. Here's a 3, and it's good by Maps. And it's an 11-8 ball game now with 1:07 left here in the first quarter. Kate Womack in the backcourt, playing catch with Breasia Ivory. Long pass down to Nyla Lindley. Lindley drives in and then drew the foul. And that foul is on Everlyn Garcia. I'm going to think maybe that number I was having a hard time reading might be, it is, it's 0. Here's the three-pointer is good as the inbound pass came to Addison Wall, who hit the 3 and makes it a 14-8 ball game. 49 seconds left here in the first quarter. Maps. Macy Williams shoots the 3. Oh, we got a 3-point NBA contest breaking out here. 3 from Macy Williams makes it 14-11. Macy had a big ball game in the game in Sulphur Springs last year. I was looking in the book on that. Wall gives it to Nyla Lindley. Back to Addison Wall. Long three on the way. That one's off, no good. Rebound comes down to Wilson Stevenson. Across the midline for Greenville. She drives in. Put it up with the left hand, no good. Good rebound by Nyla Lindley. Just 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Breasia Ivory coast to coast missed the layup, but Nyla Lindley got the rebound and put it in. Nyla with a great first quarter. Lady Cats leading 16-11, and that's the end of the first quarter. Lady Cats 16 and Greenville 11. And we will take the break with them here. We'll come back with the start of the second quarter right after this break. First quarter scoring for Greenville. Maps had 3, Hutchings 2, 3 for Macy Williams, 3 for Ashanti Wilson Stevenson. For the Lady Cats, 9 points for Nyla Lindley, 4 for Hannah Cordell, and 3 for Addison Wall. Lady Cats 16, Greenville 11 as we start the second quarter. Lady Cats with possession of the ball from Kate Womack in to Breasia Ivory. Over to Addison Wall outside the arc. Ivory also outside the arc, right side to Womack and into Delaney Miles. And here's Wall with a 3, and it's off the iron, but a good rebound. Kate Womack shot blocked. This one she put up and in and got fouled. So Kate Womack with the basket. And that was a foul on the number 0 there, Sharia Basinger. Or Saria. And here's Kate Womack's free throw. Ooh, miss, no good. Again, it did not draw iron, so that will send it to the side. Dead ball, and actually they'll just throw it in from underneath, just like they would after a basket. So Greenville being pressed in the backcourt now. The ball tipped and stolen. Nyla Lindley. She puts up a shot and missed it, but a rebound, and Delaney Miles, Kate Womack put it up and in. Kate has 4 points. Lady Cats leading 20-11, 7:22 left here in the second quarter. Wilson Stevenson works it over. Macy Williams now driving to the baseline. Her shot, actually a pass for Hutchings. Hutchings missed the shot, and another good, strong rebound by Nyla Lindley. Breasia Ivory across the midline for the Lady Cats. Gets it over to Kate Womack. Womack looking inside, back to Breasia Ivory. A play catch with Kate Womack outside the arc. Left side it goes in the corner to Laney Miles. And throws it, intercepted, knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Greenville. Almost a turnover on the Lady Cats, and they'll get the ball back for the throw in. And Addison Wall comes over to do that. And triggers into Breasia Ivory. 6:45 left in the second quarter. Lady Cats 20 and Greenville 11. Breasia Ivory and Wall a long 3. Good by Addison Wall. She's got 6 points on 2 threes. Lady Cats leading 23-11. 6:29 left here in the second quarter. And here's a steal by Addison Wall on an errant pass, driving down. Had the ball scraped away and knocked out of bounds. Maps with a good job on defense. And the ball will be thrown in by the Lady Cats. As checking in for Greenville will be Basinger, the famous 0 there. Ball back out toward Wall and stolen by Macy Williams. Gets it down to Maps. Maps will drive in toward the baseline. Oh, and then she lost her footing. The ball took a big hop, and she jumps right up, so she's okay, but must have hit a wet spot or something on the floor down there as Maps took a tumble. Greenville will get the ball back. Last touch by the Lady Cats. And Macy Williams with a 3. That's off, no good, and will head out of bounds. It'll be Lady Cats ball. They lead, Lady Cats lead 23-11 with 6:07 left here in quarter number 2. Kate Womack triggers in to Breasia Ivory. Back to Womack. She and Ivory play catch. Everybody else is guarded one-on-one down the court. Now Ivory steaming down the court, 3-on-1. Gets it in to Nyla Lindley for the layup. Nice job by Ivory. Lindley with 11. Greenville back down quickly. Here's Basinger. Shot is good. Got a 12-footer, her first basket. Makes it 25-13 with 5:37 left here in the second quarter. Over to Delaney Miles. Miles started a drive and they called her for a travel. That first step will get them sometime. Well, officials do not like those quick takeoffs. May be good in track if you can get away with it. But the officials on the basketball court do not like that quick first step. Here's Greenville beating the press. Basinger missed the layup on the other end, and then ball batted around, picked up by Nyla Lindley across the midline. Nyla gives it over to Ivory. Outside Wall, another three. It's off the iron, no good, but comes all the way to Ivory. Back to Wall. Wall drives top of the key and kicks it way out near the midcourt line to Breasia Ivory to run the offense. Nyla Lindley, top of the key. Right side it goes, Addison Wall. Wall driving in, down low. Delaney Miles put up the shot. And a violation on the Lady Cats as Hannah Cordell returns. And Delaney Miles will head toward the bench. 25-13, 4:56 left in the second quarter. The Lady Cats pressing all over the court. That 25-13 lead. Ball down to Hutchings. Hutchings in the right corner. Get it to Wilson Stevenson. Venters, Casey Venters is back in there. Now Macy Williams a three. That's another good one. Boy, quite a contest tonight between Williams and also Wall. They each have a pair of threes. And the lead for the Lady Cats is down to 9, 25-16 with 4:25 left here in the second quarter. Breasia Ivory lob to Hannah Cordell and stolen by Greenville. Good fronting on defense. Macy Williams down the court. Passes off. Here's Wilson Stevenson. She bags a three. She's got 6 points. And timeout taken by Brittany Tisdale. 4:08 left in the second quarter, and Greenville with a couple of threes real quick here. And slice the lead to 6 points. So with 4:08 left in the second quarter, Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs 25, Greenville 19. We'll take a break, back in a moment. We need it back right now.
Okay, go.
Back here in the second quarter, Lady Cats leading by 6. They get it into Hannah Cordell. Her shot is up and good. Nice move. And good shot by Hannah Cordell, who has 6 points. Lady Cats up 27-19, 8-point lead. 3:50 left here in the second quarter. As Casey Venters, no, that's not right. That's Shania Sanders. The shot is up by Greenville, no good. Rebound to Nyla Lindley. Over to Breasia Ivory. And Ivory takes off down the court and goes across the midline. So Ivory runs the offense for the Lady Cats. And lobs into Hannah Cordell. Tried to get it low, stolen by Greenville. And then Nyla Lindley reached in and got the tie-up. Good play by Nyla. The possession arrow will go to Greenville, but that does move that arrow. And we'll make it the Lady Cats the next time. So good play there by Nyla Lindley. Also good not to foul when you reach in to tie up. Ball in the hands of Sanders. And she gets it to Wilson Stevenson. She'll shoot the three. She's got one. That one missed. But Macy Williams chased it down for Greenville. Back out to Wilson Stevenson. Macy Williams launches the three. Missed, no good, but another Greenville rebound. No good. No good rebound. Hannah Cordell over to Breasia Ivory. Lady Cats up 27-19. 2:50 left here in the second quarter. Both these teams in desperate need of a district win. There's a try for a throw inside. It's stolen. And here comes Sanders for Greenville. Gets it over to Wilson Stevenson. Missed the layup. And the rebound to Nyla Lindley. She gets it to Addison Wall, who heads across the midline. Addison stops. Over to Kate Womack. Sends it to Breasia Ivory. Drove in, now drives out. There's that team we played the other day did a lot of that. That was McKinney North. My goodness, they did a lot of that. Breasia Ivory driving in. They did a lot of everything. They took forever to shoot. Here's Nyla Lindley's 15-footer, and she drills it right through the basket. Nyla having a great game with 13 points. Lady Cats leading 29-19. 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. Hutchings down the court. The ball lost on the floor, but picked up Macy Williams. Gets it to Sanders and over to Wilson Stevenson. Free throw line. Sanders drives in, puts up the shot. No good, but a follow by Hutchings, no good. Another Greenville rebound. This shot is up and off. And then the Lady Cats save it in bounds. Breasia Ivory driving through a couple of Lady Lions. Goes across the midline. Addison Wall will shoot the three. That's off, no good. And the rebound comes down to Sanders. Quickly down the court, but stolen by Breasia Ivory. And Ivory heads across the midline. Will get it over to Addison Wall, and then a traveling violation on Breasia Ivory. Addie Lamb checks in to replace Ivory for the Lady Cats. See, I'm not sure that I knew what number. Okay, 3 for Addie Lamb. Now we know. 1:18 left here in the second quarter. Lady Cats up 29-19. Maps over into the corner. It goes to Hutchings. Wilson Stevenson to Macy Williams. Tried to get it down low, knocked outside. But Wilson Stevenson gets it over to Macy Williams. Drove in. The shot was blocked. And now a foul away from the ball, perhaps. And that foul would be on Nyla Lindley, I believe. That would be her second. Battling for rebound position, I'm sure. 59.86 seconds left here in the second quarter. The ball comes in. Here's a shot by Basinger. It is off, no good. Greenville rebound. And we're going to have a foul on Hannah Cordell, I'm pretty sure. You could tell by Hannah's reaction. She was not pleased with that. That's the second foul on Hannah. Boy, I would not be surprised. Yes, this is exactly what I thought Coach Tisdale would do. She's trying to get Delaney Miles in there quickly so that Cordell does not pick up a third foul in this last 55 seconds and some change. Free throw on the way is off the glass and goes in for Greenville. That was put in by Brooke Hutchings. She has 3 points. She's 1 out of 3 from the free throw line. So Miles returns, and Cordell sitting out with those 2 fouls for the last 55.75 seconds here in the second quarter. This free throw off, no good. Knocked away from Lindley, but she chased it down, got it to Addison Wall. Wall across the midline. Guarded closely by Wilson Stevenson. Gets it into Nyla Lindley. Tried to bounce low to Delaney Miles. Addie Lamb tried to save it, and then it was thrown out of bounds. So it'll go back to Greenville. 41.98 seconds in the second quarter. And the Lady Cats leading 29-20, 9-point lead. Maps across the midline, works over to Wilson Stevenson. There's 31 seconds. There's Macy Williams, right side it goes. Maps thought about the three, drives in, put up a floater. Oh, it floated right through the bucket. Nice shot by Zaria Maps, who has 5 points. Makes it a 29-22 ball game. Down to Nyla Lindley. Just 13 seconds left, and Greenville picks their pocket on another steal, and then got a double dribble call on Greenville. Ball back to the Lady Cats. 10.16 left. 10 ticks plus 16 hundredths. This may be the most precise clock I've seen in a while. Ball is into Nyla Lindley. Missed the shot. Tried it with a left hand. Just 6 seconds left. Azaria Maps is going to have to launch a long one, but passes. That shot will count if it goes. It does not go, as Wilson Stevenson put it up at the buzzer and missed it. And the Lady Cats will lead by 7 as we head into the half. And the Lady Cats will outscore Greenville just barely. 11 second quarter points for Greenville. They had 11 in the first, 11 in the second. And the Lady Cats had 16 in the first and 13 in the second. Halftime score, the Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs 29 and the Greenville Lady Lions 22. We'll send it back to James Terry, and we'll add up all the scoring and tell you who scored what in that first half, as we are pleased to be in this red-looking Greenville High School gym, where I have never broadcast a game before. from this venue. I've seen volleyball and basketball in here. I was in the Wildcats game, watched it last year. And if you see Jeremiah Rowland, ask him what happened at the Greenville ball game last year. He hit the big three with like 7.4 seconds left to take a Wildcat 1-point deficit and make it a 2-point lead. So I know that'll tickle him if you ask him about that. Lady Cats 29, Greenville 22. We'll take the break here and we'll come back in just a moment. And we start the second half. I left somebody out, but Lindale. And now we're underway. The Lady Cats with the ball. They're in the right court now. Ball over in the hands of Breasia Ivory. Out to Addison Wall. Lady Cats leading 29-22. Breasia Ivory on the dribble. And she threw it over Wall's head. And just right out of bounds. Turnover on the Lady Cats. So it'll go back to Greenville. And throwing in for Greenville will be Casey Venters, who's in there. But just as I said that, Venters checks out. And Azaria Maps is back in with Wilson Stevenson. Got Macy Williams. Got Hutchings and also Basinger. And Greenville around the arc. Maps has it. Been a lot of Maps in Greenville. An incredibly good football player from several years ago. A terrible knee injury, but still was a good player even recovering from that. But he was something else before the knee injury. Certainly remember him. Wilson Stevenson driving in. The pass is tipped and stolen by Addison Wall. And Wall gets it back to Ivory. Here come the Lady Cats up 29-22. 6:56 left here in the third quarter. Kate Womack, a 10-footer is off, no good. Breasia Ivory with a rebound. Little 5'3" point guard with a rebound. Breasia, chaos out there, as I've said. Lindley passes over to Womack, back out to Wall. Wall shoots from the free throw line, off the glass, no good. Good rebound, Lindley. So a couple of offensive rebounds for the Lady Cats. Wall driving in, gets it over to Breasia Ivory. 6:22 left in the third quarter. Neither team has scored here in the third quarter. Ivory driving in, put up the shot, hit the bucket. Let's see which way the call goes. It's going to be a blocking foul down on the floor, looks like, so the basket will count. And so the foul went against Maps. Ivory hit the free throw. It was just a question of which way that 50% call was going to go. It's one of those that no matter how you call it, half the house is going to be mad at you. Ivory, the left-handed free throw's good, swished it home. So Ivory, three-point play the old-fashioned way. And the Lady Cats are up 32-22. 6:09 left here in the third quarter. Maps, left side it goes to Wilson Stevenson. Back to Basinger and over to Macy Williams. Williams driving in, dishes off, Maps the three, high arc off the glass, no good. Hannah Cordell had the rebound and Hutchings just came in and picked her pocket. And now Maps will reset the offense for the Greenville Lady Lions. Over to Macy Williams. Williams to Wilson Stevenson. She drives in, gets it. Macy will shoot the three. It's off, no good. Rebound to Breasia Ivory, and it's going to be a forcing out of bounds call against Greenville. Basinger, I think. Not so sure about that. Ball comes in to Kate Womack. Lady Cats lead 32-22. Down to Nyla Lindley. She lobs to Hannah Cordell. Back out to Kate Womack. A 12-footer on the way. No good. Cordell was battling for the rebound. She's going to pick up a foul on the rebound. That'll be her third. And that will, once again, Coach Tisdale will summon Delaney Miles for Hannah Cordell with that third foul. Coach Tiz, she's concerned about those fouls. She does not want to put Greenville on the power play. 7 players, you lose 3, and you're going to be playing 5 against 4. Hutchings with the ball over in the corner, Williams. Back to Basinger and over to Maps, and around it goes to Wilson Stevenson. And back to Macy Williams. Basinger drives toward the basket over in the corner to Maps. Down low it goes to Wilson Stevenson. Maps will launch the three. Oh, swish. 3 for Maps. She's got 8 points with 2 threes. And that trims the lead back to 7 now at 32-25. Lady Cats being pressed in the backcourt. And here's a pass that's stolen by Greenville. Maps drives in. Got it into Basinger. Her shot is no good and then knocked out of bounds by the Lady Cats. We'll go back to the Lady Lions. Lady Cats leading 32-25, 4:25 left here in the third quarter. And timeout is taken on the court, and we'll take it with them. Lady Cats 32, Greenville 25, and we'll be back in a moment here in the third quarter. 4:25 left in the third quarter. Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs 32, Greenville 25. It was right where they were at halftime, that 7-point lead, so each of them have scored, looks like 3 points apiece here in the quarter. Wilson Stevenson triggers in, threw it in toward Macy Williams, and then it was knocked out of bounds by Breasia Ivory. Back to Greenville for Wilson Stevenson. She gets it into Maps. And back to Wilson Stevenson. The Lady Lions. Back to Maps. Maps back behind the arc, so is Wilson Stevenson as they pass the ball out there. Wilson Stevenson over in the corner to Maps, guarded by Breasia Ivory. She'll launch the three. That one's off, no good. Rebound, Addison Wall. And Wall on the run for the Lady Cats. 2 against about 3. Lets the traffic go by, gets it to Kate Womack. Over to Breasia Ivory. 3:48 left here in the third quarter. Lady Cats leading 32-25. Over in the corner, Kate Womack almost had it stolen, got it back, gives it to Breasia Ivory. Ivory now drives from one side to the other and continues to drive toward the basket. Lob into Nyla Lindley. Lindley turns and shoots, missed the shot, fight for the rebound, and they'll say Ivory knocked it out of bounds. It'll go back to Greenville. Lady Cats JV won a big one. They were on the main court. They'll probably do that for the first 3 or 4 games of these back-to-backs in district play, and then the Wildcats will have the last 4. There's a total of 8 of these. Macy Williams, top of the key. Wilson Stevenson over to Hutchings. Here's a Macy Williams shot, no good. Rebound to Breasia Ivory. And Bree across the midline. Dribbling that ball outside. Goes around a Miles screen. Oh, a pass right to Greenville. They'll run the fast break. There's Wilson Stevenson driving in. Wall prevented the basket but drew the foul. And that'll be the second foul on Addison Wall. Common spelling for Addison, by the way. Addisyn. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But different strokes for different folks, right? And here is Ashanti Wilson Stevenson. Her first free throw is good. She had 6 points at the half. That's her first tally in the second half. Has 7. And checking in is Casey Venters. I believe she's replacing Basinger. Next free throw, missed that one. And the rebound to Nyla Lindley, who's really done a good job on the boards tonight. Long pass to Addison Wall across the midline down to Delaney Miles, and she took her time. I love to see that. Took her time and laid it in the bucket. Good basket by Delaney Miles. Not getting rushed or in a hurry when you can. Not going to get your shot blocked. Take your time. It's just like those casual free throws or layups you make in practice. And now Macy Williams drives, puts up the shot short. It's down on the floor, battle for it. Greenville picked it up, shoots toward the basket and missed it. And it'll go out of bounds back to the Lady Cats. Checking in, Sanders for Greenville. Lady Cats being pressed all over the court. They lead 34-26, have an 8-point lead. Ball comes in to Breasia Ivory, back to Kate Womack. Pass to Addison Wall. Ball across the midline down to Delaney Miles and lobs. It was tipped, but Addison Wall got it and laid it up and in. Nice play. Ball came right to Wall, and she knew what to do with it. She's got 8 points. Lady Cats up by 10, 36-26. Less than 2 to play here in the third quarter. Here's Sanders driving in. Put up the shot. Missed it. Scrape for the rebound. Comes down to Breasia Ivory, and she runs. She ahead of the field down to Delaney Miles again. Took her time and laid it in. Miles rewarded for running the court. Timeout taken on the court. And boy, Coach Deli was not happy with the man in the stripes. Still making her case there. We'll take a timeout here with Lady Cats leading 38-26 here in the third quarter, and we'll be back in a moment. Lady Cats 38, Greenville 26. The girls game here prior to the Wildcats and Greenville game. 1:39 left in the third quarter. Greenville's Lady Lions will have the ball. And throwing in for Greenville will be Everlyn Garcia. And she puts it in the hands of Casey Venters. Over to Sanders. Sanders driving. Dishes off. And ball knocked away, but picked up by Garcia. Over to Macy Williams into the corner. Sanders drives in, put up the shot, missed it. Good rebound, Nyla Lindley. And they called a traveling violation as she was spinning around down there. I didn't see her pivot foot move, but the official much closer than I am made the call. So back to the Greenville Lady Lions. Trigger into Macy Williams, and she'll shoot the three. That one's off, no good. Good rebound, Breasia Ivory. She may be one of the best 5'3" rebounders you've seen. Ball now in the hands of Kate Womack driving in. Delaney Miles, an 8-footer from the lane, up and off, no good. Rebound Hutchings, and here comes Greenville on the run, trailing by 12. As Venters drives in, puts up the shot, missed it. Rebound to Lindley. Her outlet pass sails out of bounds for a turnover. And she was under great duress, though, from those Greenville players. It'll go back to Greenville. And Venters will throw it in. Seems like there are 2 Venters on this team. Yes, there's a sophomore, Logan, also on the roster. We have not seen her. Sanders outside for Greenville, dribbling against Kate Womack. Over to Macy Williams. 35 seconds left. Macy Williams shoots the three. It's off the iron, no good. Wall had it scraped away by Garcia. Williams with another three, no good. And here's the rebound, Bree Ivory, and she hits Addison Wall. Missed the layup, but picked up a foul on Sanders. That'll be her first that I show. Sure is nice tonight to see the officials signaling into the side that we're actually on here, as the scores table happens to sit on the visitor side. So free throws for Addison Wall get a pair. We've got the exact opposite set up at home, and it in and out, no good by Wall. She'll get another. But it's nice to see those fingers from the officials, as otherwise we get them from the back and the side at home, and that's a disaster. Here's Wall's free throw. Good swish on that one. She's got 9 points in the game. Lady Cats leading 39-26. Just 16 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Venters to Sanders, trying to get it inside, and they ended up deferring back to Venters against Breasia Ivory. On the drive, she lost it, and then when she got it, she took a huge step and stepped right out of bounds. So turnover on Greenville. 2.22 seconds. Or she better launch quickly. Shoots from midcourt. That'll count if it goes. It did not go. Nice effort by Addison Wall, and very nice that she knew exactly that the clock was on her back. Shot was no good, but the Lady Cats increased the lead to 13. Lady Cats 39 and Greenville 26, and they held the Lady Lions to just 4 points in that third quarter. The Lady Cats scored 10. So we played 3. Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs 39, the Greenville Lady Lions 26. We'll take a break here, and we'll be back with the start of the 4th quarter right after this break. And ready to start the 4th quarter now as the Greenville Lady Lions will have the ball. They trail 39-26. Maps gets it over to Wilson Stevenson to Williams. Hutchings looking inside. She was trying to pass, and apparently her pivot foot came loose just a little. And that will be a turnover on the Greenville Lady Lions. Back to the Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs, leading 39-26 with 7:44 to go here in the 4th quarter. Breasia Ivory into the right corner. Kate Womack. Womack outside. Delaney Miles. Miles gives to Kate Womack. Drives in the lane. Kate lost control of the ball. It may have been because she was fouled. She did pick up a foul. And the foul is going to be on Hutchings. I show that to be her second. I don't think anybody on Greenville's in foul trouble. I don't think any of them have 3. Breasia Ivory looking for some help. Now triggers into Delaney Miles. And she hands off to Breasia Ivory, who heads back to the top of the key, way outside. She goes around a Miles screen. Over in the corner, Kate Womack. Breasia Ivory drives along the baseline. And I think they're going to get Maps for a foul, because she just about bumped Bree out of bounds, and then Bree tried to bounce it off of her, but Maps got the foul. Now she does have 3. A beautiful pass by Ivory as she got it into Lindley, who laid it in the bucket. 15 points for Nyla Lindley. And the Lady Cats lead 41-26 with 6:56 left here in the 4th quarter. Macy Williams over to Wilson Stevenson. Top of the key, it goes to Basinger and back to Wilson Stevenson. Left side, Hutchings. Now Macy Williams, top of the key, sends it to the right side. Wilson Stevenson. Back to Maps. All 3 of those gunners outside can hit the 3. Here's the ball knocked loose, picked up by Nyla Lindley. Lindley heading down to the other end. Stops. Got it out to Addison Wall, to Kate Womack. To Breasia Ivory. Drives in the lane and then got tripped up in there. And so somebody will pick up the foul. I think it's going to be Wilson Stevenson. I show that to be her very first. Kate Womack, a non-shooting foul. Kate was right at the free throw line, but this is a non-shooting foul. I was going to say, I don't remember Kate getting fouled. Breasia Ivory triggers into Nyla Lindley. She missed the layup. Fight for the rebound, and Greenville came up with it. Basinger. And Maps across the midline. Down low to Hutchins. Put up the shot. In and out. No good. A rebound to Addison Wall. She got it to Breasia Ivory. Ivory across the midline in a hurry. Got it down to Delaney Miles, and once again, Miles is rewarded for running the court. She's got 6 points, and timeout taken by the Greenville Lady Lions. Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs 43 and Greenville 26. 5:49 left here in the 4th quarter. We'll take the break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. And 5:49 left in the 4th quarter. Working on my book just a little bit here. Let's see, 12, 16, 29. Oh, boy. That's not going to help. Somewhere I've got something messed up here, but we will, I did it real quickly there, so got to be something a foul. But we'll figure it out. It's 43-26. And here come the Lady Lions. Here in the 4th quarter, they trail 43-26. Wilson Stevenson with the ball left side. Macy Williams. Williams stops and gets it over to Wilson Stevenson. Dribbling the ball outside against Kate Womack. Got a lot of play last year because of her height. They needed a big, tall guard. Both of The Lady Cat starters last year were like 5'1", so sometime you needed that bigger guard. Kate was the one. Here's Macy Williams in the left corner. Shoots the three. It's off. No good. Battle for the rebound, and the ball down on the floor now, and over to Addie Lamb, who's in there, and Lamb will come across the midline. Gets it over to Breasia Ivory, and Ivory will drive back to the top of the key to set the offense. She calls out Maddie Lamb and gives her the ball. Maddie was a point guard for the the JV team. Here's a pass inside to Nyla Lindley. Got it down to Delaney Miles, who was wide open. And Delaney is doing a good job. 8 points. How about that for a ball game for Delaney Miles? 8 points. Lady Cats leading 45-26. 4:26 left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Williams driving in for Greenville. Missed the shot, but she will draw the foul. And it's going to be on Ivory. That's her very first foul. And so Williams will shoot a pair. Has 6 points in the ball game. Free throw off, no good. It was her first free throw she's had a chance to shoot tonight. Hutchings will check out. And there's a new number in there. I think this is Honeycutt, Jordan Honeycutt. This free throw by Williams is good, and they're going to allow some substitutions here. So that makes it 45-27, 18-point Lady Cat lead with 4:20 left in the fourth quarter. Kate Womack down to Nyla Lindley ahead of the field. She's going to drive toward the bucket. She takes her time and laid it up and in. That's the way to beat the press right there. Get somebody back behind everybody. Soccer, they'd call that offside. 17 points for Nyla Lindley. Here's a shot for Greenville. It's off, no good, and Addie Lamb gets the rebound. Addie down across the midline. Boy, I think I would tell her not so high on the dribbles. And she's bringing it up high level, and it's hard to control that way. Ball was knocked out of bounds, and it'll go to the Greenville Lady Lions. And now we have a whistle. I think, yeah, they got that backwards. So Addie Lamb will throw in for the Lady Cats. And sails it into Delaney Miles. It was tipped and stolen by Greenville. Here they are on the fast break. This is Wilson Stevenson tried to get it to a teammate, thrown back into the court. Kate Womack tried to control it, and she couldn't handle it. It went out of bounds. That was the hot potato right there. It was like nobody wanted that thing. And coach is doing some substituting now, in and out. Lady Cats have Addie Lamb with Addison Wall, Breasia Ivory, Nyla Lindley, and Delaney Miles. Greenville has Sanders, Venters, that would be Casey Venters, Basinger, and then Wilson Stevenson had fallen on the baseline. They're going to take a look at her. She walked off on her own. As much as anything, looked like her knee pad kind of got crossways. So anyway, they're looking at her. Hopefully she'll be just fine. And here come the Lady Lions. Casey Venters, they trail by 20. Drives in, and a foul, I think, on Nyla Lindley. The foul was on Lindley, and that is her third. She and Hannah Cordell both have 3. There's just 3:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Lady Cats leading 47-27. Ball in the hands of Casey Venters. She shoots the 3. Off, no good. Rebound into the corner to Addie Lamb. And Lamb across the midline. Into the right corner. Breasia Ivory will shoot the 3. Missed it. A fight for the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Addison Wall, so it'll go back to the Greenville Lady Lions. 3:19 left in the fourth quarter. Lady Cats 47 and Greenville 27. Casey Venters. Left side it goes to Sanders. Sanders drives in, puts up the shot and hit it, and drew the foul. Her first basket. And that foul, I believe, on Delaney Miles, her first. One free throw, the basket was made, so a chance for the three-point play the old-fashioned way. And she missed it, no good. Rebound, Nyla Lindley. Gets it over to Breasia Ivory. Lady Cats by 18, 47-29. Addie Lamb drives in. Right side it goes. Addison Wall. Wall on the dribble. And boy, they must have too much air in that ball or something. Addison Wall, that time of the bounce went all the way almost over her head. So that ball really bouncing across the midline for Venters. Casey Venters drives in, put it off the glass, missed it. Follow shot is off, no good. And Nyla Lindley with a rebound, and then we have a jump ball, possession arrow to the Greenville Lady Lions. And so Greenville to trigger in here in the last 2:36. Casey Venters the three. It's off the iron, but a big, tall, long rebound. Greenville got it back. Sanders drives toward the basket. Here's a Greenville shot. It's off, no good. And Delaney Miles with a rebound. And tried an outlet pass to Addie Lamb. And out of bounds off the Lady Cats. It'll go back to Greenville. This is Logan Venters is now in there. To Casey Venters. And Venters, Breasia Ivory got a hand on it, but Greenville rounded it up. And here's a long three off the glass, no good. Addison Wall started coming out of there with it. When she did, she kind of presented the ball right to Logan Venters and a tie-up. But this jump ball will go to the Lady Cats. 2:06 left in the fourth quarter. Lady Cats 47 and Greenville 29. We have a timeout on the court, and we'll take it with them. Lady Cats 47, Greenville 29. 2:06 left here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back with more right after this. And just a few seconds more than 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Lady Cats at Sulphur Springs 47, Greenville 29. Addie Lamb to pass in for the Lady Cats. She'll try the baseball pass. It is intercepted. Sanders back down the court, and it's tipped by Addie Lamb and stolen by Addison Wall. Wall down the court gets it over to Delaney Miles to Breasia Ivory, back to Addie Lamb. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. Lady Cats with an 18-point lead. They're getting ready to win their 8th game of the year and their first in district play. They're 0-2 coming in. Breasia Ivory outside the arc. Lobs to Delaney Miles, knocked out of bounds by Greenville. Basinger. There's a nice sound to it, doesn't it? Basinger. I just like that name. Addie Lamb to throw in for the Lady Cats as more subs coming in and out. Looks like Hutchings is back in for the Lady Lions. So the last 1:34 here. Addie Lamb lobs in to Delaney Miles. It's knocked loose, and Greenville has it. And Casey Venters down the court. Threw it away, trying to get it to Basinger in the corner. Turnover on the Greenville Lady Lions. Coach Deli in her second year with the Greenville Lady Lions, trying to build the program here. Sometimes it takes a lot of construction work. Ball comes into Addison Wall, and she's across the midline, but stolen by Logan Venters, and she's got her sister, I guess they're sisters. It missed by Casey Venters. She follows, missed it again. Oh my. Addison Wall got the rebound down to Breasia Ivory. 1:08 left here in the fourth quarter. Addie Lamb lobs into Anna Cordell. Shot is up, no good. Hutchings has it for the Greenville Lady Lions. Over to Casey Venters across the midline. Logan Venters just inside the arc. Missed the shot. Addie Lamb with a rebound. Gets it out to Breasia Ivory. Addie, a power lifter for the Lady Cats powerlifting team. Was the very first one, by the way. Answer to the trivia question always. She is really being guarded very closely, and I think maybe too closely. And I think that was Sanders. That is her second. Shania Sanders. And substitution for Greenville. And Hutchings is out, and coming in is Honeycutt, Jordan Honeycutt. That name's familiar, either from softball or volleyball. I remember that name. Addison Wall with a free throw is good. So Addie Wall is in the book with a point. She had, after powerlifting at the Sulphur Springs meet, then they played Royce City. And after powerlifting all morning, she hit a 3 against the Lady Bulldogs. Told her not anybody else can say that today. She hit both free throws, very nice form there. I'm sure Mike Lamb taught her everything he knew about shooting free throws. But she made them anyway. Here's Venters driving in. Actually, that was Casey to Logan. And here's Honeycutt putting up a shot blocked, but picked up and put in by Basinger. And she has 4 points. And it's an 18-point lead, 49-31. Long pass Delaney Miles. Miles driving and then coming back outside the arc. Cross-court pass, Addison Wall. Long 3 off the iron. Oh, not off the iron. It hit the front of the iron and went in. Addison Wall with 12 points. Timeout take. Oh, that's the end of the ball game. As Addison Wall's 3 that bounced around and went in was the final point of the fourth quarter. So the Lady Cats 52 and the Greenville Lady Lions 31. Lady Lions had 5 in the fourth quarter, and the Lady Cats had 13. So tonight the Lady Cats 16, 13, 10, and 13 for 52. Greenville had 11, 11, 4, and then 5. So they really struggled in the second half. And the Lady Lions kind of took over, or the Lady Cats kind of took over there. We'll add up all the scoring. We'll tell you who scored what. As once again, the Wildcats have taken the court. Where I'm sure you'll hear quite an eruption when Greenville makes their appearance, but they have not done that yet. As the Wildcats are warming up, and we will. That game about at least 10 minutes away here. So we'll take a break here. We'll come back and tell you who scored what as the Lady Lions beat the Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs beat the Lady Lions of Greenville 52-31. Let's take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Let's wrap up the scoring here as we'll start with the Greenville Lady Lions. We need to do this quickly. The Wildcats in Greenville are going to be starting in about less than 6 minutes. For the Lady Lions, Zaria Maps led the way with 8 points, 7 for Macy Williams, 7 for Ashante Wilson Stevenson. And then after that, 4 points for Saria Basinger, 3 points for Brooke Hutchings, and 2 points for Shania Sanders. That is the scoring for the Greenville Lady Lions. For the Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs, big ball game for Nyla Lindley with 17 points. Addison Wall had 12. And then 8 points for Delaney Miles. That's the best varsity game I bet she's ever had. 6 points for Hannah Cordell. 4 points for Kate Womack. 3 for Breasia Ivory. And 2 points for Addie Lamb. And I think I got everybody there. Mentioned Kate Womack 4 points. Anyway, I believe I did. I believe I went all the way through them. As the Lady Cats win this one 52-31. And the Lady Cats go 8-18 on the season. They're 1-2 in district play. And next up for them will be in a home gym again on Tuesday night. And they'll be playing Mount Pleasant, coached by former Lady Cats basketball coach Tina Carrillo. So let's go ahead and sign this one off with James Terry running spots back at the station. Doug Haston shooting video and doing all of our engineering. He's a whiz. I'm Don Julian with your play-by-play. Once again, our final score from the Greenville High School gym in district play, the Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs 52 and Greenville's Lady Lions 31. Thank you for joining us this evening, and so long, everybody.
Thank you, Don, and appreciate you folks listening here with Lady Cats basketball on KSST 1230 AM Sulphur Springs.